So, you're ambitious. You got big dreams. You want to be successful. And ultimately, you want to live the life you've always imagined. But there's a problem. You're lazy. You know exactly what you should be doing right now, yet you don't do it. This leads to a heavy, toxic feeling of guilt. Because deep down, you know you are capable of so much more. This guilt builds up over days, weeks, and months, eating you alive from the inside. But then something dangerous happens. The guilt turns into acceptance. You comfort yourself by saying, I'll start fresh next week or next year. And when the new year arrives, you start off strong, fueled by motivation and a bit of delusion. But before you know it, procrastination creeps back in like an uninvited shadow. The cycle repeats, and you finally label yourself as a failure. How do we break this cycle? If you search the internet, thousands of videos will tell you the same things. Delete social media, block distractions, wake up at 5 a.m. While these tips might help you for a day or two, they always fail in the long run. Why? Because they only treat the symptoms. They don't address the real disease. They don't look at the dark physics operating inside your brain. The root cause behind your paralysis can be summed up in just one scientific word: inertia. In physics, Sir Isaac Newton stated that an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion, unless acted upon by an external force. This isn't just a law of science, it is the ultimate law of human behavior. Your mind is currently an object at rest, and staying at rest is its default settings.
Think about it. Getting started on any task, no matter how small, requires an initial push. It requires a burst of cognitive energy to overcome that resting state of inertia. But here is where you self-sabotage. In your mind, you don't just see the first step. You look at the entire mountain. You tell yourself, I need to study for 5 hours, or I need to build this entire business tonight. By making the task look so massive, you artificially multiply the force of inertia. The mental stakes become too high. Your brain perceives this high stake as emotional threat and pain. To escape the pain, your mind takes the easiest exit. It paralyzes you. It locks you in place and forces you to seek comfort in cheap, instant dopamine, scrolling, video games, or sleeping. You aren't lazy. You are just terrified of the giant wall you built in your own head.
To beat procrastination, you don't need more willpower. You don't need a motivational speech. You simply need to trick the physics of your brain. You need to break inertia by making the initial push ridiculously small. If you have a 5,000-word essay to write, the inertia is too strong. The stakes are deadly. So change the rules of the game. Tell yourself, I am only going to open the laptop and write 50 words. That's it, just 50 words. Suddenly, the mental resistance vanishes. The stakes drop to zero. Your brain no longer sees the task as a threat because writing 50 words requires almost no discipline. You remove the heavy weight from the ball, making it incredibly easy to give it that first tiny push. Another psychological weapon is the 2-minute rule. When the monster of laziness tells you to lie down, negotiate with it. Tell yourself, I will clean my room for just 2 minutes. When the timer rings, I am allowed to stop. This sounds stupidly simple, but here is the magic of Newton's law. Objects in motion stay in motion. Once you overcome the heavy resting state of inertia and take action for just 2 minutes, a shift happens in your brain. You gain momentum. Suddenly, writing 50 words turns into 500 words. Cleaning for 2 minutes turns into organizing the whole room. Pushing the ball uphill is the hard part, but once you pass that peak of inertia, the ball starts rolling downhill by itself. Momentum takes over, and discipline becomes effortless.
You can apply this law of physics to every single area of your life. Getting to the gym? Just put on your shoes and walk out the door. Working on your side hustle? Just write one line of code or one sentence of your plan. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is a phantom. It only shows up after you start moving. The weight of your unfilled potential is causing you pain every single day. The cage is open, but you have to be the external force that pushes yourself out of it. As Martin Luther King Jr. beautifully said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. So look at your life. What is the smallest step you can take right now? Turn off this video and go move the ball.